morning, everyone. It is now September 22nd, 2023. This is the Racing Systems YouTube channel, and this is our Japanese Grand Prix Free Practice 2 Watchalong session. Hi, everyone. This is Grash with you right now, bringing you, coming into under 10 minutes to the session. I want to thank those of you who jumped in the chat already. Camilla, for example, Paul isn't there, Danish. Who else has been showing up? I'm looking for the regulars right now and channel members. So I'm going to give you guys a shout out. Thank you for TBC Henzo showed up as well. So I want to give you guys a big shout out. Thank you for showing up, and all the viewers for showing up as well. The story coming out of Singapore was Red Bull, was it a fluke for Red Bull, or was it something bigger? It was a fluke. Basically, Max topped the sheets last session. He was dominant as we'd seen him in another track. So basically, Singapore was just Singapore. One of the things that someone said, I forgot who said in chat, but basically that because Singapore is a street circuit and very bouncy, that the ride height of an uneven, I should say, would be a better description. That forced Red Bull to raise their rise height, and that basically minimized the advantage that the floor they have and other advantages. By raising the ride height, they basically had to go slower. So ultimately, it was a Singapore issue and not a bigger issue. Like, again, one of the things that had happened is that the FIA had China changed the regulation. Were more stringent on the regulations about the flex in the wings, and they were going to apply a stringent standard to those wings. And we had wondered if that screwed over basically Red Bull. And that's not seemed to be the case. We've got fans and media pouring over the garage area. This is unusual. I'll say this definitely even for say other tracks, but for the number of fans that are so close to the garage is I find that very unusual, particularly around just Japanese. The Japanese fans here just seem to be more noticeable than others, more willing to flock around. Say, during FP1 we had a flock of them around Horner for a moment. So yeah, it is. We've got about 7 minutes to go. They're gonna have to get out of there. That's kind of like 7 minutes ago, and we've got all these people lollygagging around the what looks like. I want to say, are we on the pits? I'm trying to. It looks like we're on the other side of the pits and not the pit lane itself. So we just saw Fernando go into the garage from one side. So interesting. Other thing that's happening, the AlphaTauris look good, and that's a big deal. They are in that next to the best. Both Norris and Oscar seem to be done well. Could Oscar be the next Lewis Hamilton? As soon as he starts winning races, yeah, that definitely comes onto the table. But let's put this in perspective. Norris hasn't won a race yet, so that is. No. We don't wish people to crash specifically. We can wish for a crash and be harmless, but we don't want to be specific about that. So yeah, that is out of line. What's the weather like? It is sunny. There's some clouds occasionally, and it is humid as heck. It is described to be a sauna, and that's pretty much it. That's what to expect. There were some drops off track, and that's because it's just so humid that you're gonna get like an area of it's gonna drop, you're gonna spittle basically, and that's what it looked like. It was a bunch of little bit. Or actually, you didn't miss that much. You just saw you missed Max being dominant. There were no red flags. no warnings, no one screwed up. It's not like Stroll went out and binned it in the first 5 minutes like he did two races ago. So we're about 5 minutes ago before. Yeah, no red flags, no yellow flags. My powers of the red flag are diminishing. Though I think I put the gods of the red flags to sleep after the last IndyCar race. Hubert, because the car is being designed for Max, not for Sergio, not for Perez. Basically, that's what it comes down to: is that the car is not designed to his driving style; it's designed for Max's driving style, and so he has to do things extra to get what he needs out of the car. But again, he is the second driver. He is the wingman to Max. That has been his role when he was hired. That's the role it is now. There was a moment where like he was doing just as well as Max, and it was like there were dreams of contesting Max for the world championship. Um, Helmut Marko basically bluntly said that those dreams kind of died um, after his string of issues. We are using the C3, C2, C2 compound this weekend. We are one off. There is one more compound harder than C0, so we're on the harder compounds this weekend. Excuse me. So the one thing that we do need to take into account that you'll see this, you may see some drivers on a prototype tire. It's represented, if you're watching F1, it's represented by a team. I'm not sure how it's represented on the chart. But ultimately, it's equivalent. It's a C2 tire that is a prototype for next year's tires. And this is Pirelli testing those tires early as possible. No. Lebas, it is about his driving style. It's about Max. If there's a question about which way the car should go, and Max has a particular way he thinks it should go, and Checo thinks the way it should go, they're going to go with Max's direction because he's the primary driver. The car is built for Max, not built for Checo. That's the point I'm trying to get across. So he's been a long route to get a grip with any F1. Yeah, I mean, like Checo's been doing the job that he needs to do. So Max is not in his car yet. We've got a minute, about 90 seconds to go, and Max is not even in his car yet. But looks like Lawson is in his car. He's about ready to go. Looks like we've got Carlos Sainz in his car. Hasn't pulled out yet. About a minute, about 45 seconds to go before it starts off. I mean, it is what it is. It's just ultimately, basically, they are like particularly Carlos. Carlos has since the summer break has come back and he's been on point. Um, I mean, Russell is the future of the Mercedes brand at the moment. He's their next big driver. I mean, it's just a matter of, I mean, like last week. I mean, for the most part, Russell was ahead, and Hamilton was there. In that case, he was actually trying to support him. Granted, it's very interesting. Yuki is in his car. Seems to be extra people around him for some reason. Extra media seems to be around Yuki at the moment. So we don't actually stream the actual session or the race or quality. That you have to go somewhere else. Again, we're a watch along, so you are watching us alongside that as well. So I just want to make sure that's clear before we keep going on. I want to thank for everyone who's liked so far. We got 100 likes. If you haven't liked or subscribed, you can hit the bell. You can get notifications. We're going to be back again, and we've just gone green. Why? I think we got the gaggle of media around Yuki. F1 is admiring at the media around him right now. But we've got Zhou Sargent, Russell Sainz, Lawson, Stroll, Albon, Alonso, Norris, Hamilton, Bottas, Perez, Tsunoda, Hulkenberg, Leclerc, and Ocon all out on track so far. So out early out early. We'll see. Give it a minute. Like again, they're all doing out laps at the moment. So we'll give it a moment or so they can get an actual lap in. Give it about a minute or so, and we will get actual times getting on the board. It's a high percentage that Sargent will retain his seat. Again, the thing you guys got to understand is that Sargent came through the Williams Junior program. What program they have, and so they've invested a lot of time in him already. And to get him to F1 and then not continue to support him, it will ultimately be it will backfire. That's one way it will backfire. Lewis, thank you for showing up. Jose has shown up. You can see that these individuals I'm showing shouting out like meow, I guess. Also, thank you for showing up. These are members of the channel, so you can actually join the channel. You throw a few bucks every month. I have been for 2 years since, like, literally, I'm the first member to join the channel in that way. Basically, this money goes to help support the channel. There are costs involved, internet costs, equipment costs, making sure there's things that having thrown that money helps the channel out. One of the benefits for having access to joining the channel is that I think we have more emojis actually now. Is this wonderful set of emojis that I'm putting into chat right now? Cars, different drivers, the shoe emoji, and the box. Okay, Hippotosis is saying there's a new power unit for Hamilton. So I gotta have to look that up later. So for Free Practice 3, I will definitely be looking up who's changed units and parts. And of course, we're gonna go with Yuki first for the first flying lap. Yeah, great green wall of joined members in chat for a moment there. But ultimately, the other way you can support the channel is that we do have a shop. One of the items in the shop are like stickers, like the emoji stickers that we have. We have, if you still, I think the thank you Seb from last year for his last race is still in the store. We still have, and my favorite is one of my family members bought me the box emoji on a mug, and I have it right next to me. Vettel's he signed with Andretti Racing. That's news. I don't know. I hadn't heard anything about that. Again, one of the things the clue that Andretti's most likely going to be on the grid soon is that they are moving to being Andretti Global Motorsports. I think Andretti Global or Andretti Global Motorsports Global. Vettel to IndyCar may be one thing. Vettel may be an advisor to a new F1 program. Could be another reason why he's with Andretti. He could be with Andretti because it is Vettel and it's Andretti. They could just be like, again, we've seen Andretti next to Zach Brown at IndyCar races. So it could, again, I haven't found any indication that Vettel signed anything with Andretti. It could be that he was just seen with Andretti. So Bottas right now has the fastest lap. Norris has the fastest first and second sector so far, but it's still really early. I would want to give this another minute or so before things settle down. We've got a replay of Hamilton right now, and he looks like he may have. He goes slow. He must have went over something. He's asking if his floor is okay, and they're going to check that out. Pace is talking about we need Formula One back in Indy. Indy being the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, where the Indianapolis 500 is raced. They also have a road course there. So there's the oval, which is what the Indianapolis 500 is on, but there's also the Indianapolis road course, which is using part of the oval, and then goes into part of the infield as well. So there's two tracks there. F1 used to run on what is now the road course. I don't think Indy is grade 1 right now. It wouldn't take very hard for them to go from where they are to a full grade 1 if that was the choice. It's not an issue. Is soft a good choice? Well, I mean, the issue again, the mantra with the tires is that the hard tires are intended to last longer, they should be able to go longer, last longer. Mediums are the midpoint between the soft and the hards, and the softs. You can get the fastest speed on them, but they're the soft because they're softer. They're going to last much less than the other tires. Now, granted, having said that, we're on the harder side, so like the C3 that is the soft this weekend was the hard last weekend. Yeah, we got Max doing his first. Oscar's now jumped. So we have Bottas still at top at 133. Oscar now 133, 4223. Within a 10th, we've got Albon. We got Perez, Albon within a 10th. We've got Sainz at P5 at 133.7. Though, again, we're at 133s. We were seeing 132s and 131s earlier in FP1. So, though what we see, the conditions we see here right now are going to be more basically an hour shifted into the race, essentially. And this is what the conditions we'll see for quali tomorrow as well. So Max has just set a fastest first sector. He is from the timing chart. He's already set a fastest second sector. Sainz in his last lap has jumped to P2. He has had the fastest third sector. We'll see where Max slots in when he finishes his lap. And he's going to go P1. He's going to do the 131.377. So there we go, 131, right out of the gate, setting the pace for everyone else to follow at this point. Getting a shot of fans from in the stands and Red Bull themed clothes. Norris has jumped to P2. Leclerc has jumped to P3 Perez is P4. So we got a 132 with Norris. Leclerc is a 133.011. Wow, it's almost a second off though from Norris. And Perez is a 133.021. Norris is about 0.8 off of Verstappen right now. Specifically, it's 0.747. Leclerc is 1.634. Perez 1.644. And Bottas 1.7. I mean, Piastri's P7. He's just over two seconds off of Max. Now, granted, okay, Max did his lap on soft tires, so there we go. Soft tires out of the gate. We'll see if he's going to just stay on those soft tires for a while now, and see if it's like a race run scenario. We've got Leclerc, we've got Bottas, Sainz, Albon. Previously, he's probably on new tires though. Hamilton on prototype tires. Ocon's on prototype tires. Zhou is on prototype tires. Hulkenberg on prototype tires. And Gasly on prototype tires. Tsunoda is right now 20, but he's on a hard tire, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. I mean, Lawson is 10th. He's back in the pits though, but he was on a hard tire. Sainz is returning to the pits. Stroll is on an outlap. So Gasly's improving on his times. He's going to be 2 seconds off of Verstappen though. He's going to 133.4. Gasly's going to move to P7 with that. Oscar's on medium tires. He's improved in his first sector. And they have... Which Mercedes just came in the pits? They're doing more. What are they doing? So they're bringing Hamilton back into the pits. No, I say into the garage, to say. Oscar has gone P3 with a 132 with a 499. Ocon went a 133.002. I think I said that. Albon has just went P3, fastest third sector with a 132.367. So Albon on a medium tire being the tire whisperer and showing that he can pull so much out of that car at the moment. So Verstappen, Norris are in the pits. Albon, Piastri, Leclerc on mediums. Perez is on a test tire still. Ocon is on a medium. Bottas is out on test tires. Sainz, Gasly on mediums. Tsunoda out now P11 on a hard. Zhou is out on a test tire, and I think Magnussen is out on a medium. We're looking through what you guys have been saying in a moment. Ooh, that's a big cloud of smoke. Who was that? That was one of the Alfa Romeos. Yeah, the darker Ferrari color. Let me see. Jose is asking, what the heck is Magnussen doing? What? Yeah, I don't know what you. I'm not sure what K Mag is doing. What is test tires? So these are a prototype tire from Pirelli. They're essentially going to be a C2 compound for next year, and that's Pirelli is testing those compounds. Don't like again, Jim Bob. Like today, they're going to be equivalent to our C2s, which are the mediums, but they won't always be a C2. I have no yellow flags. What are you guys talking about? Stroll with another crash. You guys need to be careful about what you guys are saying. You know, we don't. I don't wish the gods to bring on the chaos. I just enable them to bring on the chaos. What's up with Mercs? Mercs are running. Let's see. They're in the garage right now. They must be setting something up for another program, and they're not concerned about fastest lap time at the moment. They probably will, and probably at the end of this, they might put on softs. They could be doing like at the end they'll do softs and do the fastest lap they can. So coming across the line, we have Sainz coming P2 now. Improved sector 1, sector 2, but not in sector 3. Who else? We should keep an eye on Perez. He is only 7.8 behind Max. He improved in both sector 1 and sector 2. Stroll. Stroll is P9 right now, gentlemen. I'm not sure what you guys are like. Clerk's has as fast as sector 2 now, and on the timing track, he's already done sector 3 with going P2 with a 133.7. His teammate is going about 3/10 slower, which is going to be 132.085. Alonso on a flying lap right now, and he finishes it with P7 with a 132.394. Was the clerk's lap time deleted? So in practice, lap times are not deleted per se. So we're watching Valtteri locking up one of his tires. No, this is not a sprint weekend. Otherwise, this would have been a qualifying session. But the next race in Qatar is a sprint weekend. And with the way things are set up at this moment, we've got Sergio Perez. Checo has full base paint on the back of his car, so that's something that they are testing. Albon went over. He definitely went over curbs. He thinks he's got floor damage from going over those curbs. So that's something to keep an eye on as we go along. Is that some of these curbs are a little high and they're damaging the floor. Max is on an outlap. Stroll is on an outlap. Hamilton, Lawson, Russell, and Sargent all on outlaps right now. Perez has just come back into the pits. Sainz is already in the pits. Norris is. Albon is back in the pits. Piastri is back pit. Bottas, Tsunoda, Zoe, Magnussen, and Hulkenberg are in the pits right now. Let's see. Hamilton and both Russell were on prototype tires, but it's probably they're on softs now. So, see who else is on. Hamilton's on a soft as well. So where they're down at the bottom end of the grid, the order right now, they're out on soft tires. So we should expect to see some good times out of them and push up to the top. Albon place 3. Albon on anywhere on the podium would be awesome. Looking through right now, see who else is doing flying laps. Lawson's on a flying lap, though he is on a prototype tire, so essentially medium. Sargent's on a float, and he's improving his times across the first 2 sectors as well. So is Russell, so is Lawson. Hamilton is not yet on a flying lap. Sargent's going to slot in as P5 right now, fastest 3rd sector, so 132.320. That's I know it's practice, but that's impressive that he's up there right now. That's a good sign for him. Russell comes in at P3, 132.054. Lawson jumps up to P13 with a 133.098. Yeah, I don't know what Hamilton's doing. He may be doing two laps around to get heat into the tires. He is now on a flying lap now. And he's doing a 32.512. So that is 2/10 off of what Russell did. Hubert, the tire was basically soft for Russell, and Hamilton's on a soft tire now. And right now, I think Max is out still on soft tire, but he is, I believe, been out there several laps. We'll see how Hamilton's doing. He has improved his first sector, but it's not as good. He did 41. He's up a 10th off of like Sainz. It's 3/10 off of Leclerc's fastest time. So he's so after two sectors, he's 8.5 tenths off of Max's time. So that's a big drop. Hamilton's going to jump to P6 with 132 245. Stroll has set a better time at P12 with 133.005. Tsunoda on a flying lap on the prototype tire. But he's a half second off of Norris's. No, he did about Norris's time. He's about half second off from Sainz's time, and 42 is. Yeah, he's he's about a second off already. He had a second and a third after 2 seconds, and he's going to improve to P12 with 132.864. Looking right now, Lawson looking to start a flying lap. Yeah, he's Lawson right now, the only one who's looking to do a flying lap. They got a Yuki fan in the crowd with a 22 on, like bouncy springs on top of their head. Who's my choice to win this race? It's got to be Max. Red Bull's back. I know it's boring. If I were to choose after Max, I would hope Norris, Oscar, the McLarens would be the next. Ferrari would be again. If it's not Max, then we're looking at Ferrari, McLaren, and the Mercedes. So with the Ferraris right now, they're in the pits. They're probably making an adjustment for the next program they're gonna run. But they're running P2, P3, Leclerc 0.3 behind Max, and Sainz 0.7 behind. Russell is 0.6 behind Max. Norris is on an outlap, and Albon is on an outlap, and Bottas is on an outlap, and Hulkenberg. Magazine is on a flying lap. He's improved to a 32.4 in that sector. That's about 10th off for some of the better times. Did Lawson is a new lap? I think Lawson's on a new flying lap at the moment. We got about 36 minutes left in this session right now. Again, you are watching or listening to the Racing Statistics YouTube channel. This is the Japanese Grand Prix Free Practice 2 session, and this is the live watch along that we are doing. And again, I am Grash, your commentator for the session. I want to thank the over 2,000 people who are watching right now and the almost 200 likes that we have. Thank you very much. We've talked about how if you join the channel, you can get some special emojis and a bunch of other perks. Like Google and RS are channel members, and they have been with several months already. Again, if you subscribe, you can click that bell and you get notifications. We go live for every practice session. Again, if there's a next week race when there's a sprint, we will do the sprint quali, the sprint shootout, the quali for sprint race, the sprint race quali, and as well as the race itself. So tomorrow we'll be doing FP3 in the quali session. I'll be commentating for that, and I'll be commentating the race on for me, which is going to be Saturday night, early Sunday morning. Norris fastest sector 1. In fact, he's going to go P1 with 131.152. Max is in the pits right now, so we will see him back out probably in a little bit. Leclerc is out. Bottas is up in a P3, 131.7. Yeah, he's only a half a 0.58 off of Norris's time now. Hulkenberg going P5. Zhou going P7. So Hulkenberg did a 131.7, so a tenth off of Bottas's, and Zhou did a 132.6, 165, which is within 4 thousandths of Magnussen's time. Albon's on a flying lap right now. Let's see where he slots in after his. Where's Oscar? Oscar's, is he doing? Yeah, he's just starting a flying lap as well, and he has. So Albon's going to slot in P3 with a 131.55 at the right now. So we've got about 0.2 difference between Norris to Max and then Max to Albon at the moment, approximately. Goodwin, Cat 43, is the Verstappen ever going to happen? Yeah, when he gets back out on track. He's in the pits right now, so give him time. Yeah, he'll be back out. Taking an eye on Oscar's flying lap right now, and he did a 31.9, so he's about a tenth, within a tenth of Max's time. He did a 41.35, which is 0.2 off of Max's time. So he's gonna be in the P4 range right now, is what we're looking at. So it's 0.377 off of, and again, he comes in P4, 131.662 is the time that he slots in at. Proven across the board for his times, but again, just P2. Again, everyone's on soft tires except for Tsunoda, who's still on that prototype tire. So it looks like he's doing his required work for Tsunoda. And Zach Brown is being shown being in the box for McLaren this weekend. Looks like Leclerc is now starting up a new flying lap, and Perez is starting up a new flying lap. I think Max is still in the pits still. Yeah. So Norris is back in the pits. Verstappen is back in the pits. Russell's still in the pits. So Sargent, Alonso, Tsunoda's going back in the pits. Stroll, Alonso, Lawson, and Gasly are in the pits as well. Hulkenberg is coming out of the pits on an out lap now. So we're following Leclerc. Basically, he's got the fastest second sector, 32.2. Oh, he's 0.3 off, but where did he improve? So basically he has gone improved in sector 1, sector 3, fastest sector 2. He's gone 131.008. So this is 0.2 faster than Max's time right now. Perez just did P6, 131.710. Sainz is currently on a flying lap at the moment. Dark says Prask is one to watch, I think. Yeah, you think? He's been close. He's been P4 several times. For someone who's in his rookie year, that's crazy. That's insane. He's someone to keep an eye on. He's definitely he's pushing Lando to be better. Let's put this perspective. Don't get me wrong, he's getting better, he's improving, but by doing so, he's also pushing Lando to be better. And that's huge. Sainz is going to slot in at P3 with a 131.237. And he did that on tires 11 laps. No, he's completed 11 laps. So who are we watching here? This is Yuki. He had a moment where he came to the curbs and he slid laterally. That's what's going on, and slid over the curbs. And I think they're showing which Ferrari is this. Oh, what's the link to become a member? Basically, there should be a button on screen case to join the channel. This is again not this is beyond just subscribing. This is basically joining the channel, paying a couple months each, paying a couple bucks each month to be a member. And Leclerc again, it has that fastest time of the P1 131.008. Verstappen is coming out of the pits. We're looking at Alonso on a flying lap. Let's see who else might be on a flying lap. So at this point, everyone's on soft tires. So we're past the halfway mark of the session right now. Again, this is the Racing Statistics YouTube channel, and this is the Japanese Grand Prix Free Practice 2 Watchalong. And I am here with you. You're here with me with Grash, commentating what is going on. Camille thinks that Verstappen might break into the 130s. Max is still on a lap, so we'll see if he's dead. He will need to be setting fastest sector times. Alonso did improve in his first sector and his second sector. He has some subsectors that are the fastest on the track. We'll see how this goes with his final sector. And he's going to slot in at P5 with 131.4292. Thiago does not like Hamilton. He's not the worst driver. There's been other drivers that are much worse than him. It looks like we've got down at the bottom, we've got Ocon. Gasly just went P14. Ocon is about to finish his lap, and Lawson's about to do a new flying lap. So Max did take P1. And I'm sorry, he did take the fastest sector. Ocon's jumped up to P10. So that's a 131 that Ocon did. Gasly did a 132 lap. Replay going on of Joe. And he's got a little bit of instability on that lap. Again, those curves, I'm not sure which corner this is, but these curves are been killer all weekend long. Max did not take. He improved his time in sector 2, but it didn't go the fastest in sector 2. He's going to come to about to finish the lap in about a few seconds. And Max is going to take P1. He did the 130. Factly cleared 136.88, so he's about 0.3 faster than what Leclerc did. We've got Tsunoda on a flying lap, Stroll on a flying lap right now, both improving on their times. Tsunoda's going to jump up to a P16 with the soft tire. I think is Russell is starting a flying lap. He's improved on his first sector. Stroll about to finish his second sector. Right, I'm looking at the timing. It's a 130.68. Leclerc did a 131.0. I mean, it's really 3.2 faster than Leclerc. Stroll improves in his second sector. We'll see how he does. He's going to slot in at 10. So he improves across the board. It's a 131.7. See where Russell seems to be on a flying lap right now. He's improved in first and second sector. He's 110 off from Stroll in the first, but improved greatly in the second and third sector. He's going to slot at P5, 131.328. So we've got from P2 down through P13, all in the 131s. all within a second of each other from 2 to 13. Obviously, P1 ahead, and then looking right now, doesn't seem like anyone's on a flying lap right now. So again, this set of curbs, basically cars are coming around. They're hitting. The air is getting noticeably dirty when they go over those curves. Did he touch the grass? No, but he did. The curve did touch the back end of that floor. So, I'm watching one of the McLarens right now. And I think that might be Norris on an outlap. No, I think it's Oscar. They're both on outlaps at the moment. So I'm just waiting for someone to start a flying lap. Norris is probably coming to. He might be starting a flying lap first. Chingmi, the tires. There's a section for tires that will show up. Like right now, everyone who's on track is on softs. So their tires will show up there. Albon is on a prototype tire apparently. You can then also go. There is, other. You can go to the F1 website and look at their live timing. They'll show the tires, who's on what tires at any given time. So right now, fastest sectors belong to Verstappen, Sector 1, Leclerc, Sector 2. Sargent still has the fastest third sector. It has been a little bit, and Sargent has dropped. His time is, well, he was in the 132s. He has dropped down to 20th at this point, just by the fact that everyone has improved time. But how long has he been on those soft tires? That's a good question. Hamilton is now P9. Is right now P19 on an outlap. So, and Sargent's only a second and 6/10 off of Verstappen's time. Haas is now on outlaps. It just went out. Perez is now on an outlap right now. Got 21 minutes left to go in this session. Yeah, Jose just commented that everyone looks like everyone is cooling down or running long runs at the moment. I agree with you right now. Hamilton might be the exception. Perez, Hamilton, and the Haas's are on outlap, so they could be the exception to that at the moment. Anonymous and also saying, what percentage is there Hamilton to be P3? You're talking about P3 in this session or P3 in the race? He was P3 last weekend. So and again, he's 7-time world champion. Don't discount the talent here. No, Dark. Mercedes were not unlucky in Singapore. George Russell was unlucky in Singapore because what happened is basically Lando and Hamilton is basically a second off after two sectors. But so basically, what happened is that Lando tapped the wall and managed to get and finish the race. George followed him right in, and Hamilton's going to go to a P14, 131.892. So George followed Lando and went right into the wall, and then couldn't, and then into the Singapore GP barrier. Looking at the chart right now, no one seems to be doing a flying lap at the moment. Either they're doing if most of the people who are out there right now look like they're doing some sort of race run at the moment. As we watch for things to happen at the moment. Again, the most exciting thing are the flying laps, but the teams do have other things that they're looking for. It looks like they're putting every team is putting the softs through the test right now. Seeing if again, like Albon right now is doing race runs. Norris is doing race either quali or race related runs. Same with Hamilton or Lawson. I think Lawson just came on an out lap, but still. Ooh. Moment for Albon going over a curb. And it bounces the car just enough to jiggle the wheel. Hamilton doing the same thing over a curb. And there's a shaped kneel at the front of his car, and that hit the curb and sparked up pretty nicely. So Alonso, they're putting up stats for Alonso right now. He did win here in Suzuka in 2006, and then in Fuji in 2008, back when they were doing that track. Yeah, Bottas is still a P10. He's now out on a hard tire, so he's probably doing a race run, not worrying about quali or a fastest lap in this session. Jose's commenting on how he misses Fuji. Dude, I've never seen Fuji, so I wouldn't know. Yeah, and Camille is pointing out what I'm saying right now, that everyone's doing race runs. What I mean by race runs, they're doing simulations of how the car would perform in the race. So the car may be loaded up with more fuel, as it would be in the race. They're going to just run these tires longer to see how they are going to perform, how the fall off on the tires are going to be lap to lap. Take a look at Checo's. I don't see the don't see the tire information at the moment. And right now we're following Alonso. Alonso has not improved in his first sector, second sector. He's on medium. This is a race run. He's 0.6 seconds off of Verstappen's time, which is basically he's on a different program. Oh no, he's on a soft. Wait, no, he's on a soft tire. Yeah, it'd be nice if the billboard of F1 would be up to date. Thank you for race statistics for pointing out. I do stream on Twitch on occasionally. Like right now I am streaming Starfield. But I did do the last Indy race on my Twitch stream. I did Formula E because I wanted some practice before F1 came back. Am I enjoying Starfield? Yes, I am very much enjoying Starfield. Is it Space Skyrim? Yes, absolutely. You don't have to sell me on that. I am a little. I have to be honest with you. My opinion can be a little bit biased because I know people who are at Bethesda. I've worked with them and graduated with them from from my master's studies. So, yeah, there's a little bit of there's a bias towards Bethesda in that regards. Yeah, I know people. Though that's now getting almost 20 years said from that point. We got 15 minutes left in this session right now. Imagine laying Starfield when Cyberpunk update is coming and Baldur's Gate 3 is well, that's my problem. Is I have Starfield and I have the Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty update as well coming, so I'll be getting that soon. Be back to being a murder hobo in Cyberpunk. That I'll probably for Phantom Liberty. I'll probably stream that as well for the heck of it. Yeah, everyone's on track right now, but I'm not seeing anyone trying pushing. Like again, Bottas is on hard tires. Several are on medium tires. Max is on. If the timing of our chart is correct, he's on the prototype tire. At this point, Zoe has just gone back in the pits. The reason I'm not streaming Starfield right now where I'm playing because I'm doing a lot of scanning planet stuff, and that's boring. Like I know that's going to be boring as all heck. So I'm going to go do that, jump up a couple levels, and come back and be a space murder hobo. Watching you talk about F1 Manager 23 come down in price, I can understand that. I've been watching. So the way I got to this channel, to Racing Statistics, is that there's a Racing Statistics has also another channel called Data Visualize, and he was doing the watchalongs on that channel before he moved them over here. For the way I got to Data Visualize is that I was watching. Somehow got this. It was recommended because I was watching Team Marduk, and this is again about 2.5 years ago. And I got to do, and that's Ben Daly. If you don't know that who I'm talking about, he's a F1 e-streamer. Does both the F1 game and the F1 Manager game. He has been linked with McLaren many times. He's done work for McLaren, and he could be a great esports driver if he wanted to be. He chooses to do other things. So Lawson's almost 4 seconds off in that first sector on soft tires. This is again, we're looking at race runs. Car is probably weighted down with fuel, most likely at this point. What is how we basically destroying their floors? Most likely because they've been going over curbs, and those curbs are basically raised, and so the bottom of the car is hitting those curbs. And what's important with these cars right now, they're what's called ground effect cars, and so there's basically they're like upside down airplane wings, and so they're as they go faster, they're getting better grip to the surface and they go faster. And so Lawson basically in that last lap did 8 seconds off. So again, car's probably weighted down. But going back to why they're destroying, so they're doing damage to the underside of the floor. Why does Max Tire have a T on it? Because that's a prototype tire. So Pirelli has every driver today. So between FP1 and FP2 they're testing a. Basically, it's going to be a C2 compound. So today, C2 is going to be the medium compound for this track, but it'll be next year's C2 compound. why the floor is so important. There's so much. They're doing a lot of things underneath the floor to help control like how the flow of air is going to be under. Wouldn't it be P? It's just they use T for that's what F1's using. They're using the letter T. We've hit 10 minutes to go on this session. Again, this is the Race YouTube channel, Japanese free Grand Prix free practice to watch along. And again, I am Grash. I am your commentator here to answer your questions and tell you if anyone's going to go on a flying lap. So back to the floor issue. So basically, the floors are basically wind tunnels that are channeling the air underneath the car. And when they go over the curbs, the way they're going is they're doing damage to that underneath underneath the car. So Russell is saying that this tire is only going one way, and the engineer told them that he acknowledges it, and it says that they're seeing a large degradation on other people's softs as well. Yeah, we're under 9 minutes left in this session. They're doing your race simulations runs, yeah, and you can tell right now because basically they're not pushing the car, they're not improving on any of their times. So Joe is the only one in the pits right now. Is there a reason he's? So they're doing something with the car, but they've done the human wall, so we can't really see exactly what they're doing. We've got about 300 likes right now. They're over about 2,500 of you watching right now. If we can get more likes, it helps us with the algorithm as we go forward. Ooh, replay of I think Oscar going way off track. Yeah, doing a lawnmower across the grass over there. And it looks like they just put in that grass outside those curves because it has a different color from the other grass around the circuit. Yeah, and that's intentional. Like Jose bringing about, I wouldn't use that particular word. Human wall sounds better description. Again, we do. This is a family friendly chat. Thank you, Jose. So I'm surprised the auto Streamlabs didn't delete your message automatically, Jose. So, anyways, we are back with Hulkenberg right now, and he's not improving on his lap times. What is he doing? Well, how bad is it? Yeah, family friendly show, my friend. Hulkenberg is going to be 9.3 seconds off the fastest time. Did a 140. Yeah, Max's last lap was a 152. So the times you see, like Max's last lap was a 152. Norris did a 141. Perez did a 139. I'm looking down. Zhou did a 152. And that's probably why he's back into the pits. What? So we're not pushing any times right now. So that's beware right now. Where the hell is Perez? Perez is on track at the moment. The only one who's in pits right now is Lawson. He just came into the pits. Norris, Zoe, and Magazine are on outlaps at the moment. So unless those three are going to do some sort of late session glory run, ultimately, I mean, we're not going to see any times change at this point. Okay, Lawson went in and pitted and got new tires. We're following Stroll right now, and Stroll is almost 4 seconds slower not improving his first time, so he's 4 seconds off in sector 1. So he's not doing a flying lap. We've got 5 minutes to go. Yeah, sorry that they're again right now we're looking at them doing race runs, and unfortunately that may not be exciting because they're not pushing times, not doing flying laps, pushing times onto the board. Eco's asking, sorry, Fury Gianni's asking, what is the meaning T? T means that driver is using a prototype tire, and so basically Pirelli is testing what would be next year's C2 prototype. So they're testing that here this weekend. Each team, and each team or each driver was given 2 sets of the prototype tires to use during FP1 and FP2. And I don't remember Max using the prototype tire in FP1. I know he was using him earlier in FP2. Yeah, Max is currently on a soft tire. Everyone's on a soft tire except for Joe, who is in the pits. So I don't know what brought him in. There probably has been someone will probably take a. If you look through, there's probably something in the live timing that explained why Joe came in is still in the pits and why there's a wall around his car. Following along with Clerk right now, he's on a medium tire, and he's already seconds past. Again, no one's doing a race. They're all doing race runs. They're not doing any fast laps at the end of the session to get up on the board. I believe, yeah, they have out an edge on max speed. Williams definitely. We've got a yellow flag. What's happened? What's happened? It's a red flag. Why is a red flag? It's in sector 2. Hunter get updated. Oh, there it is. It's one of the Alpines. Oh, which one is it? Well, Latifi. No, Latifi's not here. Is it Gasly? Yeah. So this is going to bring end to the practice session because basically by the time they get, basically the time time does not stop as the red flag goes on, and again even if this was at the end of I'm gonna go look at driver cans. That was Gasly. So let's take a look. He's getting out. Let's go back. All right, so I'm following with Gasly's cam at the moment. So session's over. I've jumped back to 2 minutes. I'm following Gasly. And so far, so good. Looking at what might have happened. Oh, okay. So, okay, that was bad. So let's jump back. So he's in 6th gear. He's gonna come around the curve, and he's gonna hit the curbs. And yeah, he lost his rear, lost control, and then went into the gravel. And he was slowing down, but he just ends up hits into the barrier, and the front left tire basically collapses as it should when it hits the wall. RS is asking when Ricciardo back. He should be back next race. at the earliest. If not, he'll be back for the Austin Grand Prix. Just a little too tired, a little too early for the honey badger to come back at this point. I'm gonna go back to our live commentary. You got camera people taking pictures of the broken up car already. What happened with the red flag? Gasly went over a curb, lost the back end of the car. There was an issue with him. There was something went wrong when he shifted as well. There was something I could hear that, and then went into the gravel and then couldn't turn to avoid the wall and hit the wall, and the front tire collapsed. So it's they'll fix that front end. They'll probably fix the nose cone. So Gasly will be back for FP3 tomorrow. So it's not major. I mean, it's not good, but it's not like it's something that they can fix pretty easily within an hour. As soon as they get the car back, they could probably have that fixed within an hour. Depending on what broke, how it broke. Okay, so hooray! I got a point on my counter today. I had gone 3 sessions without a red flag. I was wondering if I had done something. The gods have awoken. Apparently, sorry, Gasly. You were sacrificed to give me a counterpoint. No, moving on. Moving on. I want to thank everyone who's been here. We had over almost 2,500 of you at one point. We have over 350 likes, almost 360 likes as we go out. Again, we do have a Discord channel. We will definitely be talking about stuff overnight for FP3. So one of the things that we'll be talking about, again, Max is first, Charles is second in the session, and Lando is third. We'll definitely be looking at who took parts and what implications those parts may have. We're at the point where they're changing out parts and they are beyond their allocation for the season. That will be a grid penalty. So we'll see how that goes. We'll find out more. I'll have more information about that tomorrow, and we'll be talking about that in the Discord chat. Just to put that into, if you're not joined, now is a great time to join. Did Gasly crash? Yes, Gasly did crash. He's the one who brought out the red flag. So, hooray, I have a 1 on my counter. Again, 3 sessions I've gone. Again, thank you. This is, again, the Racing Systems YouTube channel. Again, this has been the Japanese Grand Prix Free Practice 2 session, Watchalong. Again, I'm Grash. I might be streaming again. It's just past. It's 2 a.m. for me, so I'm going to bed. But before FP3 is going to be for me so right now it's 2 o'clock in the morning. FP1 and FP3 tomorrow are going to start at 9:30 p.m. Central Time. It's very likely I may be streaming some Starfield or something else before F1 comes on. So it gives you a heads up. I may be streaming over my channel. If you want to see space goblins shooting things, come join along and come talk to me. Let's just see. Yep, my Twitch is in the description. So want to thank you. Yeah, too early for me. It's 9:30 for me. Anyways, again, I want to thank everyone who's there. I will see you tomorrow. Well, today in quotes, for FP3. And stay safe. Get some rest if you need it. Get your work done for today. For those who it's Friday. And I will see you for FP3 when it starts up. All right. Take care, everyone.